So I don't know who needs to hear this, but the very things that others critique about you or dislike about you or feel like is your weakness may be your very strengths, right? You can admire a flower, but you can't ask it to understand you. In the same way, others can see your beauty, they can see your essence, but it may trigger them. It may contrast them. They may not be able to understand that, right? So you don't need no validation. I know firsthand that I don't have to go anywhere else to look for God, right? It's not in no symbol. It's not in no necklace that I wear, no cross, no beads, no nothing like that, no church, no temple. It's not in any of those things. It's within me, right? Because God's talking to all of us every day. We can feel God, right? We can sense God. We can understand God. Why? Because God is in every single one of us. So your heart will tell you when you're doing the right things. Your heart will tell you when you're around the right people. Your heart will tell you when you need to make changes for the betterment of your life. You will feel these things instinctively in your bones, right? Because when you're not around the right people, oftentimes we feel these feelings like, yo, every time I get around this person, I feel this way. Or every time I show up to this job, I feel that way, right? My heart's telling me I don't want to be here. So that's always God speaking to you, because God's trying to help you to be who you need to be. But then when we get to that place, when people start reflecting, when they start connecting with their emotions and seeing their true self, what happens is people get afraid. Why they get afraid? Because they start comparing, right? The ego, to understand itself, to feel sane in this existence, it must compare itself to others, right? So you start comparing yourself to A, X, Y, and Z. Why this person's life looks like that, or what your life is compared to what that person's life is, or what this person may think of you for wanting to try this or wanting to be that, right? All of people's fears and insecurities start to arise. But like I said, those very fears, those same things in yourself that you're afraid to see or you're afraid to acknowledge, that is your very beauty, that is your essence. Some people critique you because you're too kind, because you're too detail oriented, because all of these different personality types that you guys have. I don't have to go down the list, whatever it is, right? It takes self-awareness to know when you're just being in your existence and not being a bother to nobody, that is okay, right? We have to admit ourselves and be accountable when we're wrong, when we do things that's wrong. It's a part of life, right? Everything you do isn't right. That's not my message, but my message is when you are doing what is right, when you are being who you are supposed to be, and that in itself bothers others, that is okay. That is something that is not a bad thing, okay? People have to experience those triggers in themselves so they can figure out who they are, figure out what's bothering them in their life, right? Oftentimes, the triggers of others, when it's reflected inside of us, is showing us healing that must take place in our own self. It's not about the other person. That's what I'm starting to realize. So that is my simple message for today. I hope it receives all of you guys well. I hope you guys are enjoying the happy holidays with your family. Shalom and peace.